Alright, one thing I really should note and tell you about is why it's so dark, and that's because just before I was about to review this, my light went. Yeah, so I'm stuck in the dark. I've just got my lamp to light this, but the show must go on. It's ironic that I'm reviewing The Dark Knight, then my lights go off. This was a request from a friend for me to review this, which is why I haven't reviewed Batman Begins. But I'll give you a little overview on what I think of Batman Begins anyway. What I thought about Batman Begins was that it was a very new and welcome approach to Batman, a very great reboot with a superb cast, and a very nice look on Bruce Wayne himself instead of just Batman, which is something that I think the 1986 Batman I don't think did. Yeah, I still prefer Tim Burton's Batman from the 80s. Well, the Batman's name of the film, not the... Okay, I'm going to say first, Batman is the name of Tim Burton's one. I'm not just saying Batman for the hell of it, to sort of shorten down the name, The Dark Knight. Okay? Yeah. I'll give Batman Begins a 7 out of 10, but now to The Dark Knight. Now what this film did, which is different to all of the Batman films, including The Dark Knight, was concentrate on everyone else's perspective on the situations, instead of just Bruce Wayne's all the time. This is a daring move from Christopher Nolan to take out the thing that, for me, made Batman Begins really work. Yeah, one of the best things about this film is how daring it is. It takes a base recipe from all of the good Batman films, then scribbles out the rest of the ingredients to make something completely new and different and exotic. And it works, glad to say. It reinvents itself, which is what superhero films are all about, really. The acting is fantastic. Christian Bale comes back as Batman, makes very believable Bruce Wayne and Batman, something that I don't think Michael Keaton did in Batman. Oh yeah, and you can't really go anywhere mentioning Batman without someone doing that I'm Batman voice, the really low, deep one. I'm not going to do it because I hate it. You know, that obviously lung cancer inspired voice. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's even a bad point about the film. Yeah, but it shows that it's very memorable. And Heath Ledger also makes an entirely new Joker. A lot of people talk about Joker, if someone's mentioned good acting, they'll immediately think Joker in this new modern world of teenagers. Just the way he looks with his dirty purple clothes and his permanently smudged makeup shows that he's going to diverge from the crowd. Instead of the Jack Nicholson all jolly, completely white makeup like he had in Batman. And he's very clearly insane, you can't get away from that, and there's... it feels weird saying this, but it's a lot of fun watching him do all this crazy stuff in his Joker way. But I do prefer the Jack Nicholson Joker, the more melodramatic one. I thought that, I just enjoyed watching him more. Something that the Joker character seems to do a lot. Now this film was recorded on film instead of digitally because Christopher Nolan preferred the way it looked, and that, when making it he preferred using film. And I completely agree, it really gives a very crisp and definitive visual style to it, which is great. I mean, just about every single shot in this film, every single frame, looks like it could go in the trailer. The action in this film is in a very small quantity, which is surprising for a superhero film, but it's good because it lets you concentrate more on the characters, which is one of the greatest things about this film. So when the action actually happens, there's more certain punching purple goons in the face with bonk, pow, all that. I mean, I enjoy that, but I think, with this action, it's very well staged and choreographed, and, which is very intense and exciting. And it's one of the only sort of epics in a long time. One goes fast to call it an epic, because it isn't, but, if you look at all the films that have been made in the past 5 years, this is one of the most epic ones. And when I say epic, I don't mean good. People have a misconception that if a film is an epic, then it means it's really good. It doesn't. It means large scale, big battles, just, very big. Yeah, and this film isn't like that. Yeah, it's very close. I think The Dark Knight Rises is a lot more on an epic scale. I wouldn't even call that an epic. This is definitely, without doubt, my favourite superhero movie. It shows Batman and everyone else in the aspect and the way they should have always been. They convey everything that they always should have. Everything that the Batman, well, all the Batman films before that lacked. This one gets, well, not only the bad things, but just gets the good things and improves them so much. And this is a great example of when being daring actually works. But there were some aspects from all the Batman films before which I liked. You know, some of the cartooniness and the comic book style have been taken away, which you shouldn't really do in a superhero film. But that aside, I would give The Dark Knight an 8 out of 10. Right, so here's the thought. I can guarantee this will be a classic in 10 or 20 years. And I love future classics, and I really hope I'm right. So, on that predicted note, stay classy.